threw the ball well. Can you evaluate his performance?
I thought CJ did a really good job managing the offense. He did a really good job. Guys around him play a little better, but CJ does that every week. He just built on what he did last week. Continues to put the ball where we need it. Right, make good decisions with the football. So I'm encouraged by CJ's play, and he got better this week.
Well, DeMeco, the connection he had with Nico Collins today, those two guys were really looking good together.
It was exciting to see the game that Nico had. I think one of his best games that he's had in his career. So very encouraged with Nico. He's put in the work, and it's showing on the field. Him and CJ are truly building a really good connection, and we're excited to see that continue to grow.
DeMeco, where did CJ's injury stem from? Was it from the head? Was it from scoring Keeney's height?
CJ is fine.
Also, why do you feel like the defense kind of struggled there in the early part and the middle part of today's game? What can you see?
Defensively today, we weren't good enough. If we want to be a good defense, it all starts up front, right? Stopping the run. We did not stop the run. We did not tackle well. Fundamental football, it wasn't good enough. If you want to win games in this league, we got to play better. A third down, situational football. All right, red zone, again, wasn't good enough. I think we gave them 4 ops in the red zone, and they scored on all 4 ops. So for us, you have to eliminate teams from scoring in the red zone. You have to own it and make them kick field goals. We didn't do that today.
From a pass protection standpoint now with 11 sacks, with 19 hits in 2 games, you've had a lot of upheaval, a lot of injuries too. How do you factor in the play of the line versus the availability of what you got?
Yeah, guys are still going out trying to do the best that they can do, doing the job that we asked them to do. Of course, we like it better. Don't want to see the quarterback get hit. But I thought the guys' offense took a move in the right direction today. They got better overall.
DeMeco, how do you describe offensively what to fix when there's some generated sloppiness, some of the penalties, the holds, and some of those things? How do you manage that through a game, and how do you correct that?
Yeah, we continue to try to, get better throughout the game as we go, get better throughout the week of practice. But it's too many self-inflicted, wounds that hurt us today. Whether it's defense, offense, we're scoring touchdowns and we get them called back. So too many self-inflicted wounds, things that we can control. We got to control those better and not help the other team.
Obviously, you guys prepared for Anthony Richardson, but he went out pretty early. How much did that quarterback switch kind of affect your overall defensive game plan?
It didn't affect our game plan much. You know how they like to call the game, right? Short passes. That's what they continue to do. And for us, we just have to be tighter in coverage, and we have to make tackles when, that's called for us. The play is called for us to make. We have to make them.
DeMeco, going into the fourth quarter, the rushing attack seemed to be kind of a weak point. Was there any adjustments to maybe move away from it and start moving more towards passing it?
Yeah, with the rushing, we would like to run it more. We would like to do a better job of running the ball. And, again, that all starts up front. Offensive line, running the ball, defensive line, stopping the run. So we have to be better on both sides of the ball.
Coach, what were some of the offensive adjustments that you all made at halftime to be able to come out and be as productive as you was?
I thought our offense just moved the ball better. The tempo was much better. I thought we moved it really well. We just stalled there in the red zone. We just had to find a way to, score, right? And we had our opportunities, and we hurt ourselves. And penalties, sacks, it's self-inflicted. If we clean up our mistakes, then let's go have a fair fight. Right now it's not fair because we keep helping the other team.
When you go into the third quarter, into the fourth quarter, you guys have a 7-minute drive while you're trailing. What you made of the tempo in the second half? And it looked like maybe Bobby was trying to stop it and start with some of the speed stuff. Sometimes you were huddling, sometimes you weren't. I know there's some challenges to that, but what did you make of the tempo in the second half?
I thought it was really good tempo from our offense all game. They were in and out of the huddle, with quick tempo. They were at the line of scrimmage. And I feel like we caught them off guard a lot, and we were able to make some big plays. So they did a really good job of improving this week, and we're looking to continue to improve on what they started this week.
Hey, Coach, how do you feel this team has been able to adjust through all the injuries that you guys have? Because, you guys sit at 0-2, but majority of the struggles is due to losing some really good players.
Yeah, we don't make excuses or mistakes about injuries, right? If you're out there, you got to do your job. That's what we all get paid to do. We're professionals. You're out there, do your job. We would love to have all of our guys back, but it's something you deal with, and it's next man up mentality, and that's an opportunity for whoever that is, right, who gets the opportunity to go in the game, is the opportunity to showcase, all right, what can you do, right, to help our team win the game. So injuries are opportunities.
Take about 3 or 4 more.
Coach, you mentioned coming into this week, re-emphasis in the run game, establishing an identity. Your comfort level, granted with the injuries in the run game, do you feel like that identity was created? Still some work to do there. How would you categorize it?
Yeah, with the runs that we had, I felt like we ran it better. I feel like the backs ran it better. We were more physical up front. It's just we got too far behind too early, and it leads us to having to throw the ball a little bit more. And what credit to CJ and the receivers for the job that they did in the passing game, right? We had to throw it. They knew we were throwing it, and our guys still converted and made plays.
DeMeco, in light of the issues that you with the offensive line, are they being handicapped with the play selection that you want to call but can't call because of the continuity you're not having with the offensive line?
Again, the injuries, it doesn't matter who's out there. We're going to call our offense. We're going to call our defense. We just expect everyone to be held accountable for doing their job.
Coach, you allowed 6 third-down conversions in the first half, 0 in the second half. What changed there, and what allowed them to have that success in the first half?
And for us, in the first half, guys weren't on it. All right, defensively, we just weren't on it. We weren't playing up to our standard. We allowed easy passes to be completed. Allowed easy first downs to happen just because of technique, communication, guys not being dialed in together. Second half, I felt like it was a different energy. Guys came out different, but we don't have time to get it started in the second half. We had to come out. We had to play better from start to finish.
We'll close with DJ and Brooks.
CJ had almost 400 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. With all the, I guess, odds stacked against him, and offensive line issues and being down a lot, what does that show about his ability to be able to still produce in midst of all the obstacles put against him?
CJ is a competitor, and he shows that. He continues to fight no matter what odds are stacked up against him, no matter who's in front of him. Like, it doesn't matter. He has a winning mindset. And now we need everybody around him to continue to have that winning mindset and go play winning football, and that's when things will get better for us.
Last one.
DeMeco, how do you address the team like this at this point? I mean, there's how they handle a game where they're down multiple scores. I think Will Anderson on the sideline in a moment talking to the defense. After these losses, how do you talk to them? How do you see them handling what's going on so far this season?
Yeah, Will, another guy who's a young guy who's a leader, just like CJ. They bring good energy, great energy to our team, right? They have contagious energy, and we just have everybody else needs to pick it up around those guys. And what I say to our guys right after this is we can't wait till the second half. Like, I did see improvement from our game 1 to game 2 from our offense. The defense took a step back, and we can't have the back and forth, right? We have to be consistent. And that's the one thing. Be consistent and don't have self-inflicted wounds that you're too far behind and have to catch up. Right? We can't play catch-up ball. We have to be in it the entire game. And so that's what I say to those guys. I definitely appreciate what they did in the second half, to have that grit, to fight back, to give us an opportunity there. And we came up a little short. So always encouraged and pleased by that, but we got to start faster.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.
The issue with your shoulder, how much did it bother you, if at all, and how do you evaluate your performance?
Yeah, first and foremost, just want to give all glory and praise to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yeah, had a hard week, man. Just trying to fight my tail off just to be able to play, because my shoulder was hurting me. But at the end of the day, I wanted to be out there for my guys. I wanted to play, and I had a little pain here and there. But I mean, at the end of the day, I just wanted to play because I had the opportunity from God, man. Just to be in a great city like Houston, I wanted to play in the home opener and try to flip this thing around the right way by playing well. So yeah, it was ups and downs, but I feel like my guys around me, like they made me more positive as the week went on, just telling me, man, just if it happens, it happens. If it's not, man, just do whatever you can do to play, to not play if you're not feeling well. So I decided to play, and I feel like I did okay, but of course I always want to do better. Gotta not take sacks in the red zone, and gotta score in the red zone. I definitely think that was the main reason why we didn't put any points on the board. We were driving the ball pretty well. Just gotta finish those drives, man. So felt like overall, I mean, I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think there's hope. I think we showed that today, that we're gonna fight, and we're not just gonna turn around and lay down just because the score flips early. We're going to keep fighting to the end. So.
When you think about your performance, especially the second half, did you feel like you were getting into a rhythm, and is that a reason for the encouragement, just kind of overcoming the sacks and everything behind the scoreboard and still finding tank guys like that?
Yeah, I think something that I even revisited, talking to some friends from home, and really just thinking myself is man, no one said it was gonna be easy. You know what I mean? I think the hope that we brought the city from the draft and from off-season moves and everything, it got the buzz going, and I think that was great. And I think it should continue because this team we're a couple plays away, man, from winning a lot of games here, and I don't think that it should be easy. We got to go out there and fight and win one play at a time. I think on offense, we just too many negative plays. We had a lot of positive plays, but those 1 to 2 little negative plays in the drive, those are drive killers, man. And I got to be more accurate. I got to do more to make the pocket right. But one thing I think we've shown, we're gonna fight, even if it's not pretty. So I'm excited to just keep working. That's one thing about the NFL, man. I'm learning it's week to week. You got to lick your wounds and just keep going because no one said it was going to be easy, and it's not supposed to. So.
CJ, you said you were dealing with a little pain here and there with your shoulder. What happened?
I don't want to give any super specifics, but I mean I just had a little shoulder pain that I was dealing with, and really just it was hard for me to throw, and I started feeling better. What was that? Friday, and Saturday. We don't throw at all, so that helped. And then this morning, came in really, really early and just try to fix it and just get anything I can do to play. I wanted to play, and I feel like I did as best as I could with my injury, and I tried to let it fly as much as I could and still have velocity and accuracy with the ball. But yeah, man, I don't think it really hindered me that much. I think if I were to say that, would be an excuse. But for me, yeah, it was painful.
I've been watching you were able to throw that. And
Right.
Do you expect that's something that's going to stick around that you have to fight through for much longer, or how do you expect that?
Yeah, I hope not. I definitely think I took strides from when it happened to today, and it felt better and better every day. So I think that's a good thing. I think it should be 100% by this week for sure.
CJ, starting training camp, you and Nico, we're trying to develop that chemistry to get on the same page. And it seems as training camp went on, you all started to get that continuity more and more together. What was it about today that you all were on almost like the same page?
Yeah, I really think it's just the work we've put in from the time we even really met, like when I got drafted. He was one of the first people to reach out, and I already knew what he could do. I watched a couple games last year, and he was kind of always open. And if he wasn't, he was going to make the tough catch. So I think with that type of receiver, man, just give him a shot, give him a chance, and he's going to make the play. And it's really fun working with a guy like that. He works really, really hard. He works on his body really, really hard. He's a big guy and he's getting out of cuts really fast. And I know it's hard on his limbs and everything. So he's constantly in the training room. He's constantly asking me questions about the offense. He's constantly just trying to get better. And I appreciate a guy like that. So I think it's just like these were little glimpses of what is to come. And I think it's just more and more success from not only me and him, but really this whole offense. And I think that we'll just keep growing.
CJ, from last week to this past week, did you notice a little bit more of an up-tempo in the offense coming out of the huddle and getting line up in the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, man. That was something we wanted to fix and wanted a better game plan with, was getting on the ball and putting the pressure on them. And I felt like we did that. We took a step. We got to keep taking steps, not only with that operation, but with other operations, and me getting the play out clean and getting guys lined up in the right spot. And I appreciate those guys working with me, man, because it's all a new offense for all of us, and we're just trying our best. And Bobby's done a great job of being upfront with the communication of what we're thinking we're going to do this week and getting the play and call into me early. And it's my job to make sure that I look at the play clock and make sure that we don't get any delay games or anything like that. So I feel like we took a step in that area.
A few more.
CJ, what areas did you feel like you all really improved most this week in this preparation that allowed you to have more success and have the opportunity?
I think this is something Will says all the time, man, but it's just chopping wood. And I know it's probably a simple term, but what we mean is just, man, just showing up every day. I think I said it earlier with you guys last week, was just my routine and finding that rhythm again. And that's really I think that's just ball. It's even good, bad, ugly, sad, man, throwing it away, learning from it, and then just keep chopping wood, just keep working, keep showing up. And I think we have the talent around, not only myself, but on defense as well, to make plays and be successful in this league. And I think when you just show up every day with a mindset that, DeMeco talks about all the time, just a winning, deliberate, aggression every day. Even if it's tying your shoe or doing making your bed or just any little thing, those little champions, those little successes become big successes. And I think that's something that we got better at, was just practicing a little harder. And I think this week practice a little harder, and then you'll see it keep going and going. And even if you take a step back, showing up again the next day. And I think that's what makes a pro, is when you can do that religiously and to the best of your ability.
Speaking of what you just said right there, DeMeco Ryans at the postgame presser a little bit ago said of you that you continue to fight no matter what odds are stacked against you, and that you have a winning mindset. Where does that come from?
Those people sitting right back there. My family. I think where I come from. I think just the odds of being. And I don't have no pity for myself. I don't feel bad. I don't want anybody to feel bad for me. But the odds have been stacked against me since I've been a kid. And I think God has put a special plan in my life. And I think that He's not done with me yet. And I have a lot, not even just football, but a lot more life to live, to give to people. I think that's something that I want to keep doing and be better at, just giving. Giving my thought. That's why I sit here and explain things so detailed to y'all, because I think it means something, you know what I mean? And I think, of course, coming from a place like Ohio State, where Coach D, he was hard on me, really hard on me, and I appreciated it. I didn't like it at first, but as it kept going and I kept fighting every day, and sometimes we fight against what he was saying. I learned the hard way, but at the end of the day, now I'm kind of seeing what he was implying. CJ, do this, do that. I would go the other way, and I would get myself in a turmoil, and then start listening to great people that you entrust. You know what I mean? And I trust my family. I trust my coaches, and I think people are depending on me, and I love that responsibility. He was just talking, man. Pressure is a privilege. A lot of people don't get to live the life I do. It's hard. Don't get me wrong, it's hard, but it's a privilege, man. I'm blessed enough to wake up every day and to walk, to talk, to smell, to enact with people, to play football. These are all things we take for granted from day-to-day basis, but I try to do my best to thank God through all that, because His grace and His mercy and He laid His life on the cross for us, man. I really believe that, you know what I mean? So this is bigger than just ball, and if I have to use football for my purpose to spread the gospel and the life of Jesus Christ, and I'll do that. And I think that's what God wants. But at the same time, I want to win too. So I'm gonna just keep. That's why. That's why I keep fighting, man. I'm gonna keep fighting my tail off, man. So.
Last three, Kim, go ahead.
Yeah, hey CJ, last week you talked about getting into a routine and you talked about needing the game to slow down. Can you talk about the things that you're seeing each week as you take these, as you chop this wood, that you're seeing, that you're kind of starting to grasp and continue in the areas you're growing in?
Yes, ma'am. I definitely think something that I took from college was like kind of what I implied earlier was like it's gonna be hard early. And as you just keep going, you keep banking mental reps. Like, okay, I seen that coverage, I seen that blitz, or I seen this, I seen that. I'm gonna put that in the back of my mind for next time. And sometimes even you don't need it next time. You get it the first time and you kill them. And I definitely think that that's something that I'm trying to do is just every week take a step, take a step, take a step. And I think I've taken a huge step from last week, just from operation in the huddle to understanding clock management to all those little things. And then I think football's football, though. Like, those guys are really good. Like, the Colts defensive line was really good. Their linebackers flew around. The DBs were solid. Kenny Moore is an all-pro nickel and cornerback. And credit those guys, but I definitely think that we have what it takes to win games. And I definitely think if we put it together earlier, then we won't be in a tough situation towards the back end. So I definitely think that's what I'm doing with my routine, is just getting better.
Go ahead, Will.
CJ, you said last week that you noticed that your offensive linemen really fight for you, and you really appreciated that. With that being said, it was kind of the same today. You got hit a lot. How do you keep the game slow? How do you keep your feet controlled throughout the hits throughout the game?
I think trust. Gotta trust those guys, man. I do. And I think I've showed it because I'm not just running around all the time. I'm only trying to extend plays when I have to. And I definitely think even sometimes I was trying to run around and the looks were there and I just missed the read and come back and do it the next time and get the read. You know what I mean? So it's just a consistent fight every play. And I'm up for the challenge, and those guys are too. And I appreciate those guys, man. It's like even Kendrick, like he comes in. And he's been here 2 weeks, and he's fighting his tail off. This is a whole new offense for him. Like, same thing with George. Like, Shaq was our only starter, and you know what I mean? Like, JP didn't play all last year, really, and was a really good center at college. But this isn't college, and he's playing against a really good defensive line 2 weeks in a row, and he's fighting his tail off. Josh was at guard last week. He moves to left tackle. You know what I mean? Like, that's a hard thing to do. It's the NFL. It's the best players in the world every week. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate those guys, man, because they're fighting. Like, they're not just giving up. Because it's easy to put your head down in this league and just turn around and just do whatever. But those guys constantly are looking me in the eye like, man, I got you. And I appreciate that. So, and I love those boys. And I'm going to keep fighting for them because they fighting for me.
Last one.
Well, CJ, you already, of course, addressed the pain that you fought through today. Still, you threw for almost 400 yards. How much better can you get when you get 100% healthy now?
We'll see, man. I'm excited. You know what I mean? Like I'm not happy right now, of course, because we lost. But I definitely think that we've done a lot of good things on the offensive side of the ball, and the defensive side of the ball as well. But once we play together as a team, like, man, watch out, man. I definitely think this team is ready to win, and we just got to put it together, both offense, defense, special teams, and coming together as one. So I'm excited, man.
All right, John, last one.
CJ, how bad did you feel for Richardson going out with a concussion, considering what good friends you guys are?
Yeah, man. I talked to him before the game, and he seemed pretty healthy, and he asked me if I was, and we had a great conversation right there. We actually were playing in a jersey swap, and I seen Garner out there. I was like, oh man, I hope he's all right. So I sent a prayer. I got to talk to some of those guys on the coach staff, and they said he'll be okay, just dealing with a concussion or something with his head. And man, I'm hoping that he's all right though. You can tell he's a hell of a player, and that's my brother, man. I got real love for him, and I hope that he comes back from this even stronger. And wishing the best for him and praying for him. All right, y'all. God bless.
Thanks, CJ.